Good afternoon, Project Resource. How can I help? Okay. Right, no problem. Well, basically, just to update you on that actual behalf, the first thing about recruitment is...
Do you find it annoying?
The documentary I made was called Changing Britain. It was focusing on how we have the image that society is acceptable of how people choose to present themselves, when in reality it is still extremely difficult to break the stereotypical opinion of what we have of a working man. The stereotype of a working man is a clean-cut male who dresses smartly for work on a daily basis. However, my documentary focuses on a young male who is covered in tattoos, has facial piercings and also long hair. The image which he portrays of himself immediately makes him stand out from the crowd. But why is this? Is it all for the right reasons? Changing Britain gives the people who don't fit into stereotypes a chance to speak out about how they feel. It gives the male a chance to share his opinion and feelings about the way that he gets treated in the working environment. In this documentary we get to see the male in two different environments, his working one and his own personal life. When we see him in his working environment, it is obvious that he doesn't feel as comfortable as what he does when he is at home or out with his friends. When he speaks, it is difficult. He makes sure that he uses proper English and not slang words because of where he is. But when I interviewed him at home, you can tell he is much more comfortable in himself and he is confident and willing to speak. During the documentary, we get an insight into how the male feels when people stare at him in the street, and what it is like to cover up and completely change just to please other people. But the main question is, why should he have to cover up when his job doesn't involve face-to-face interaction with customers? Listening to his opinion on this was interesting because we often only see things from one side, so it was different to hear it from the other person. My documentary uses different camera angles throughout it to show the difference in settings. When in the office, a medium close-up shot is used. The reason I used this angle was because the male was sitting down at a desk, so there wasn't much need to get the whole of the background image in. However, during the interview, the camera zooms in on his face to add emotion. To show the emotion he felt while answering the questions. The reason I did this was because having a close-up of the face adds emotion anyway, even if it is an emotional topic, but the fact he was speaking about his own personal feelings adds extra emotion to this shot, which is why I feel these camera angles were so effective. When I was filming him in the second location, I used a medium long shot, so I used some of the background as well. The reason I felt the need to include the background this time was because we saw the male in a different environment, in different clothes, and the whole interview had a more relaxed feeling. You can see a difference in the way he acts instantly. You were able to tell he's more confident, which is why I didn't feel the need to zoom in so much and add emotion, because it was a lot more laid back. I think the positives of my documentary are that it gives an honest view of what has happened in the working environment, in the sense that he had to conform to what is expected of a typical working man. Also, another positive is that my documentary doesn't cushion anything and it shows real emotion and doesn't try to hurt anybody's feelings. However, some negatives of the documentary could be that people only see the story from one side, and in this case it is the side of the person affected, so it would be biased. Saying this, the majority of programmes have a biased opinion on most topics, so nothing can be definite truth. Unless people live in the value-free society, somebody's opinion is being pushed to the audience. Overall, I think my documentary is good because it focuses on the serious issues within the modern-day society and gives people a chance to hear from the side that is often forgotten. It's interesting to see the contrast in the people filmed from what he's like in a working environment to how he is in his day-to-day life.
So what made you think, I'll go and get that done?
Good question, honestly. It's just something I always liked. From being younger, I suppose, always liked the kind of look and the lifestyle that you see on MTV, you kids nowadays, honestly. But no, I don't know. I just literally, I got one, and it's something that's very addictive. So once you've got one, you end up quite covered very quickly.
Do you think the media has influenced you to get these sort of things, like the bands that you listen to, the way that you are, what you see on telly?
Yeah, definitely. Media influences everything about it. Well, you'd be entirely original to do your own thing, which there's not that much originality out there nowadays.